Dirty Dancing came out 35 years ago and remains a classic. Jennifer Grey now is open about her life and career. She's got this great memoir out. It's called Out of the Corner.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm freaking out because welcome to the show, Jennifer Grey!
Foxier than ever right here.
All right, y'all. Like, wait, don't stop.
This is so good.
Say more.
Who could stop? My gosh.
Your book, and Scott and I have been watching you do press everywhere. Are you sick of talking about your nose? It's the opening chapter, but I feel like now you have to talk about it over and over.
I've been sick of it for 30 years.
I know that's right.
I'm so damn sick of it, but I figured I'm going to give it to you in the prologue, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're so interested
Right.
in my schnozageddon, because it's not, I mean, can you imagine?
No.
For your, just being a whole person and being just defined by a singular moment, mistake, not
Choice.
mine, by the way.
Right.
Just check it out. And just like, how about just be nice?
Yeah.
How about just give everyone the benefit of the doubt?
How about we move
Baffling.
on?
Yeah.
How about we move
Yeah.
on?
How about take in the whole goddamn
Package.
person?
Hello. Hello.
But wait, can we move on to my other favorite topic?
You want to talk about the
men?
Oh, well, that's one of my favorite topics.
I mean, you really go there in the book.
You know why? Because it's important.
Yeah.
Sex is important.
That's
True.
And female sexuality needs to be talked about.
True.
100%.
And women's sexuality needs to be talked about. We are getting, I mean, can you believe how, can you imagine?
No.
Like, I mean, we don't get anything what you guys get. And the truth is, we should be having more pleasure for our entire lives. And we should be like open and not shamed and not,
At all.
and it shouldn't be something that girls, I just knew that I had this appetite as a kid. And I was like, why am I the only girl? And why does everyone want a boyfriend? And why am I just like,
Yeah. I just say, not walk of shame, Hall of Fame.
There it is.
Let's break down some of these men.
Well, here's the thing. Why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not have fun and why not enjoy yourself and give yourself some fun and pleasure and stop making a bad story?
Charlie Sheen, the end of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when y'all have that kiss. By the way, I didn't know that was Charlie Sheen in there. Did you guys ever date or hang out? Because y'all were fun
You know what?
together.
I told John Hughes about Charlie Sheen because they were looking to cast that cast that part. And I had just done Red Dawn with him.
Yeah.
And he was like, maybe it was his first movie. He was 18.
What?
He was super young. And I was like, this kid's good. He's weird. He's funny. He's hot. He's like, he would be a good weirdo for you. So I brought him in, and he had known Emilio from Breakfast Club, but he didn't know Charlie.
Right.
And so he hired Charlie, and he was so great in this scene and so much fun. And just, he was so, also another person, I just knew these guys at their, at their efflorescence, I think is the
really
word.
did.
They were just like in full bloom, right?
What's the emoji when you're like, yes?
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, because it makes me think of the stories that like you didn't include in the book. Will there be a follow-up? Because I'm sure once you started.
Let me just say that I only included the people that were germane to my story, which was my seeing my part in the ways that I betrayed myself, the ways in which I put myself in the corner. And that is the basic idea of the book. Trust me, there are not enough pages.
I know, that's right.
Right?
Okay, so then let's talk about.
What do you say?
The teacher.
Yes, 100%. Especially when you fuck
Madonna.
that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
The
Those
teacher.
pictures in there, well, there was 2 in there that were so funny. But you and Madonna.
Yeah,
worked
what
together
about-
on the movie, and what were you going to ask
We
about?
And then
sang a duet.
And then there was a party.
Well, here's what happened. I'd just broken up, and I was very sad, and I didn't know any boys because I'd been with one person for quite a number of years.
Yeah.
And it was my birthday, and I think it was my 28th birthday. And she said, well, I want to throw you a birthday party at Canal Bar. And I said, but I don't know any guys to invite. And she goes, you invite your girls, and I'll invite the boys.
Yes.
And I was like, and she goes, and it'll be a slut party.
I'm sorry, a what party?
A slut party?
What does that entail?
I didn't know. It turns out a slut party means nobody can bring anybody with them.
Oh.
So,
Singles only.
even if people were in relationships, they were not allowed to bring them.
Wow.
And everyone had to drink martinis.
Oh my gosh.
Force-fed martinis. And everybody, and then she, brought like Matt Dillon, who had been my love interest in the movie. We were shooting together, and just all the dudes she knew in New York.
Right.
And then she's like, do you have a crush on anybody? I said, no, I've been in a relationship for years. When I like somebody, I just like somebody.
Right.
And she said, well, isn't there anybody? I was like, no. She couldn't believe. She was like, what? And I was like, I'm serious. I didn't have any side,
Pieces,
as they call them now. Thank you, sir.
I got you, boo.
Thank you. You got me. And basically, I said, I saw a play with my mom called Serious Money or something. I said, there's this guy in it. His name is, I think it's like Alex Baldwin or Alexander Baldwin or something. And she said, I don't know who that is, but she calls her agent. She goes, give me this guy's
Alexander
number,
Baldwin.
whatever it was. And no one knew. She didn't know who he was. None of us knew who he was. I just looked on the program to look for his name.
Right.
Right. And she said, hey, this is Madonna. I'm throwing a party for Jennifer Grey, and I want you to be my surprise for her at her party. And he said, yeah, and I'm the Queen of England.
He didn't believe it was Madonna.
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. And she's like, well, show up, right? So he doesn't think it's real, so he asks his brother, Billy, to come with him because he's thinking he's being punked.
Right.
So he doesn't want to show up by himself, so he shows up with Billy, and I was like, who's that?
Cartoon eyes.
Right? And so then I ended up dating Billy from that night on.
From
Alexander
Madonna,
who?
the matchmaker.
Hamilton?
Okay, wait.
I just got to take you back one sec.
Okay.
Because you did ask about the dancers and the performers.
Oh, yes.
So when she had amazing...
At the slut party.
Okay, at the slut party, she had this amazing, mixtape she was playing, because it was mixtape
Wait,
days.
a mixtape.
Made by Madonna.
Made you
Madonna said play record. She had to make a mixtape.
She made her mixtape for the party, which she had in the private room at Canal Bar. And then here comes the cake, which was always like happy birthday,
Right.
But instead, she goes, all of a sudden, it's Dirty Dancing. And I was like, oh, God, how cheesy.
Here we go.
And this waiter comes, and he's got this cake, and it's got strangely decorated icing on it, kind of.
Oh, got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was, it was a theme party.
Yeah, shapes.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, shapes.
Wow.
Okay.
Lots
Interesting.
of shapes.
And so I think that's a very interesting, kind of gross cake. But all right, who am I to say? It's my party, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the waiter starts to strip. And all of a sudden, I realized he ain't no waiter.
He ain't no waiter, girl.
He ain't no waiter.
That's a stripper.
Oh, no. This is a professional. He's getting down. He's like got congratulations Spanx on that come down. He's got like it just keeps going, and everyone's screaming. And she thinks this is the best thing she's ever done. And then he's taking off his belt. He's putting it around my neck, and he's laying me down on the floor. And then he's carrying me up, and he's like doing like Dirty Dancing. And I have the Polaroids of all of it. And let me just say, it was quite the present.
Quite.
Madonna can throw a party.
Jeez.
This is why you get her book. This is sort of like, that was just a Wednesday for you.
Oh, no.
That birthday night.
Wait,
like, your life is incredible.
That party was like half a page.
Guys, Jennifer Grey, incredible life, incredible read.
Yes.
Can't wait to see what you're going to do
You
next.
know what? Here's the thing. If you read this, you may not have gone through the same things, because I had a very unusual, dramatic life, but the feeling of being in a corner in any way in your life where you just feel like you have no agency to move out, to make a change, it's maybe not as impossible as you think. And if you are feeling that way, ask yourself, how have I colluded? How have I joined
And agreed.
And betrayed myself? Because nobody is coming to rescue you. Take it from me. I waited. I tried. I prayed. I wondered. I tried to. It's just you.
Yeah.
It's your job. And then you're free.
So inspiring and fun, by the way.
Yes. Jennifer's new memoir, Out of the Corner, is available right now. It is a page-turner for sure.
Up next, it's a fashion battle. Which party dress should you keep in your closet? Find out next.
I want to know.
I know exactly we did. You are
How about
fantastic.
our stripes?